Welcome back here to our practice session to come. Not worked with me before, but Sylvain Gintoli is with us. For you, Sylvain, if you do run out of any material,
15 for the race.
Two session earlier on, Manu Gonzalez nowhere near lap record pace, and that has
A bit more, you get less outright grip. It's difficult to extract the best performance in Assen as well. We're not, we never. So yeah, unusual.
decent record here.
Long way back the line. Yeah, that was on a proper track as well. The second was probably Franco Battaini, just off the podium. I always loved them. Turn 8 to the end of the track. And yeah, always had
Liberty Racing. Yeah. And then you also won a British Superbike race here.
You kept that as a surprise, Steve. That's
Neil and Michael all have race fixed stock Q1 here, ahead of Andy Notman and all of you.
I remember that T-shirt from Neil. Yeah. Well, you were the daddy that day.
So we're going to get into the fact that he had been up until...
In Brno, the last race, he was not dominating to the mid-season point, and he was always was preferred by Honda. Championship to Diogo Moreira as well. He was for the MotoGP paddock. It's a star, the next young gun. This image after what happened last year. Yeah, mentally and to get it. When did that happen? It looks like very late.
Wow, yeah, that was centre ages.
It becomes very dangerous, and especially if you stay.
He looks like he's battered and bruised as well, but he's off
managing to be consistent. And then the next weekend they
Oscar Scuro.
Usual that many crashes early on like this. On that track as well is time. Even in June you'd get warnings and so on. So
it is unbearable heat out there.
Yes.
Well, how do you condition yourself?
Yeah, it's the end of the rainy July, but you do have to sweating and cooling yourself down. Diet is really important as well. Transtakes you can use, but it does affect the body, and you lose.
Part of you as well as a rider when you're on the bike.
A Grand Prix is going to be about 40 minutes are the worst, because you are. We actually measured core temperature. Shut down. You should start shivering, and you.
Jose Antonio Rueda has been his first points on the board, of course. Angel Piquera over in the USA.
He broke his femur and
but right in the middle of the circuit. Well, needs to move pretty quick here.
Unusual crash.
Yeah.
360. Look at that. You can high side, you can lose the wheel like this, but yourself. So in that respect, he was
in Austin and then at Jerez. We all just had that feeling that a circuit.
I think he's doing a great season, so he's getting to grips now with it. So
Guevara was shaking his head a lot. Actually,
it's going to feel weird. So that's
good news. It looks like it could be. There's 7.
Yeah.
Just
riders have picked up injury. Yeah.
They're inside the top 10, but they've been in the points. Oh, hang on, there's something. Right, where are our commentary?
No, the red flag is probably to.
What happened there to Salach? Fastest 36.
So yeah, they're losing the front there. Offload a little bit.
It's quite strange. Early on in this set, we have seen quite a high rate of.
But you could tell that there was big. But yeah, the sun is.
Having a lot. So everyone believes that this will be announced here and there. Just feeding back some information here, and he's done very well indeed.
About 50 meters.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Can obviously try getting away. That's a great save. He's found a limit there. There's definitely some issues with the track.
On Sunday it's going to be dry, but for all riders, get through Q2.
It's difficult to answer like correct. Your bike needs to be really well for that kind of conditions. Then you find yourself can change the way you ride it. Trying to make little tweaks.
That's here today in Assen that you feel like could
tomorrow. You then go into Sunday 10 qualifying. The next time you are said if you have a crash in warm up, easy. You don't push to the maximum.
I'll ask you a question on David Alonso this year on a Honda. Your thoughts on that?
In Moto3 and glimpse of of the speed, and shouldn't be really doing that. And he wasn't alone. There was guys where the sharp end is surprised, because this year sort of thing that basically since the start of season
on the back foot as well. in his room is an Achilles heel for.
And the bike is sort of dancing underneath as well, even when the tires are getting used. So, like I said, yeah, I'll read next year, which is
another brilliant victory for him. Last, you would have looked at Ortola's performances.
Yeah, well, he was part of that group. He's had a good rookie season. He had such a clever race. I mean, winning and just surprising him, picking him. He didn't even think of defending it because we weren't expecting. He's
just putting fire on decent Fp2 this year that might have to set them in Moto2 for a number of years now.
That train, goes past when that showing and we've fulfilled himself talent, and it's not like he was dominating the championship and the talent would.
As being that from a youngster when you're like David Alonso sort of cut from the same club going on in that garage here today.
That's another one back.
Either of them heading out again.
One just roll out like in MotoGP currently. Anyway, it's Moto2, so in your truck. So
that's the second crash of the session. With their session coming up,
going to go from underneath him there. Aegis managed to save it there, but
to Q2 it's a 36.3. That's 1.7 seconds off.
Bikes, same tyres. So
as you look through the order,
it was in the front there. Usually with the Pirelli tyres, a lot of force then. It looks like they're not able to do.
Yeah, Teo Furusato, the rookie, is up in Bruno. Those three. And not everyone gets on board with the middle two. Is that one of the biggest category,
really? And find ways of making that bike work. Most times the RBDS team this year,
and make it work. And Izan give up.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. The bike is no different characteristic. It looks like the bike does maybe a more balanced package
on the bike. I've heard you guys talk that.
Just the Morera, the way he moves. So it looks sharp, but it looks you can tell what they're doing, and so I think he's got loads of potential.
0.5 down on his teammate through. Salach has done very well, improved greatly, and consequently
P20 for now. So yeah, there's nothing better.
Riders are going to have to bite the screen a bit. They're all aware.
It's a different philosophy when condition tires are giving you. And so sort of reset or come out on top because and it doesn't matter if you're going slower or slow out of your package in those sets.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
Blue to the back of Ivan Ortola and the pair. Where's that come from? I mean, he's seen this one.
See, from rookies, you want to see normally as well, not a mistake. It means that he's on. Not only you have a little bit of slipstream, that corner speed. So if you can find, you relax a little bit more.
Profiting here from a show around. A bit too close.
He's carrying some
into the chicane.
In the chicane and monocross.
In P3.
Bit more on the right side as well. So as he can, with a full load, full attack mode.
Q2. Either way, impressive from some green shoots in motor
races. So it's through 15.
On there from Danny Munoz in the last set. Was at the start of the year.
Looks good. See if he can replicate.
He's also on a better lap as well. And improved to 21st, 9/10
as well.
Such vibe.
It's just a really tough season for them, isn't it? It is, and you find yourself in a.
Aegis is going to chat into third.
It's like a weird thing with his right flick of the arm or with his right
to appear on the screens. Quite the Malaysian winners. It is weird, Moto2 sometimes. Moto2 podium was here, he's 24.
I thought to be off a little bit. Talents are that's when
enter Tony Arbolino to lift himself out of the danger zone.
Will you not?
No, first. for Tony.
Waiting for a wheel. It's more to do with torque and the bike. Like the bikes are pushed and yeah, carrying.
Latch needs a lap. He's on 1th. Just 14th down to 17th. And that change, 4th goes up into 8th.
Wow.
It's crazy spot into Q2 and it's all from him after his big crash earlier. See it. Fire and Alonso are both in the danger hairpin, and it is round of your picture about to be chalked off.
To flirt with that green and the exit then called part of the track, that last bit.
The Italian. So how does he feel at the moment? He knows there's unfortunately has now gone down.
As soon as he puts it, like, as soon as he
Marshall naturally was a bit cautious. Checker flag provided. The yellow flags are 3, and that's the 1, 4 and 16 is where he's gone down. Q1 tomorrow. It's just outside the top 14 over
at turn 5. That's been a.
We're about to find out if there are still yellows up.
Looks like they've gone in. Yeah, and that looks like it
needs one as well. Joe Roberts.
That blue is not a penalty. It's not.